Welcome to Giddy Up, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit your notifications so you get every video as they're released. Now last week we were at the Flemington Festival to finish it off, and it was another great day, but we were also at Rose Hill, and Rose Hill brought us to the third race. Was our first sort of big sensible bet, and that was Shibley, and that won at 3.69, and we actually waited till later in the day before we played again, and we were on Rock a Clock and it hit the second place, which is a bit unlucky, and then of course we finished strong with Blazer Trail. Now over at Flemington we really enjoyed the day again, and we started off in the first race. It was a hard one because the favourite turned over at a short price. We weren't really chasing that one. Hosea, our Playboy, took the prizes there, and then we went on to the next race where we wanted to play, and that was obviously Alkeon, and that won at 2.09, so that got us running. We went on to the 8th race, which was a really strong one for a Jockey. I mean, we couldn't get enough money on Jockey, to be honest with you. We thought that would perform exactly how it did, and I didn't think there was any doubt. I put a comment, we could have won by 20 lengths. I think somebody hit me up on that. Horses didn't win by 20 lengths, but I certainly think that could have won easier than what it did. And in the last race we had Duchess of Dorset, which again we only wanted to play the place there, and we were getting 1.68 on Betfair, which was great, and we were absolutely mounted into that, so we were really quite happy. Some great jockeys, some great performances last week, and the whole of the Betfair performance over the festival in Australia was superb. No problems, no outages, nothing. Everything was went to schedule. You got on your Betfair SPs, and we had a real good week on the whole. 3 brilliant days, to be honest with you. Now I just want to jump over to the UK because we're into the flat season's finished, and we're going to go into the all weather with the jumps, hurdles and chases and bumpers. And then we build up, of course, for the Cheltenham festivals. But before that, you've got your Boxing Day at Kempton and things like that. So a lot to look forward to, even although the flat season is just finished. And I just thought we would have a look at the all-weather and have a look at some jockeys, because a lot of people are hearing lots of stories. I mean, I must admit, I've watched a few races this week that have been horrendous. I've seen some terrible rides, but that's part and parcel of racing. And when a jockey makes a mistake, or he gets caught out, or he doesn't get the timing right, you've just got to allow for that and build that into your betting and move on to your next bet, because you can't dwell on things like that. You can count it as bad luck, but at the end of the day, these things happen in racing, and jockeys are there to make mistakes, and they're human at the end of the day. And it's not a racing car. They're not changing gears. They're not sitting in a Porsche or something like a Lamborghini and they just change the gear and away they go. It's actually on a horse. This thing's got to work for them. And a great example of that was Damon Oliver. So he's always a good example if you want to see a jockey performing well. Now Tom Cannon, this is a sort of jockey that's getting a lot more rides in the jumps. In the chase races he seems to be able to hold the horse together, but in the hurdle races they seem to go that wee bit quicker, and Tom Cannon just doesn't seem to be able to perform on the level lay stakes when it comes to the flat, with the hurdle races on the flat in between hurdles and the run-ins. He doesn't seem to get it right, and when he's on a fancied one, I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, but he just doesn't seem to get them over the line. Jamie Moore, good jockey to follow. Brian Hughes, absolutely journeyman jockey and hard working. Adam Wedge, always push a horse home for you. And there's a lot that we're going to work on over the next coming well on the jumps that will be adding your jockeys in, so you understand exactly how things work and mistakes that can be made. And we'll pinpoint some of the races as well, which will make it really exciting, because the jumps, they put up some 1.01s. There was one yesterday, home and dry. I think it was Tom Cannon actually, and he got caught on the line and boom. But didn't he touch 900 to 1, the winner in running? It only got to about 200 odds, which is unusual, especially when the winner hit 1.01 for over 20,000. Superb. So I'm just going to have a look at the all-weather, and the first one, I think this guy was born on the beach because he's just brilliant on the sand. Adam Kirby. And if you want to play Adam Kirby, you play him at Wolves in Chelmsford, because he is absolutely superb there. And if he's on the front of the market at Wolves in Chelmsford, you don't want to be laying him, because he'll bite you, and you'll end up over the time in deficit. So Adam Kirby is the first one that really is a strong all-weather jockey. They tried him on the flat, on the grass. He got some good results, but just didn't get the results he does in the sand. As I say, I think he was brought up building sandcastles, and he really is good on the sand. The next one is Luke Morris. Changed his jockey style, rides it like a rodeo rider now, and gets the whip going, and he hits everything. He's got every single part of his body moving when he's riding a finish now. But he's an honest jockey. He gets off Prescott's rides as well, and he really is a strong, honest type jockey. An ex like George Duffield used to be in the past. And I think that's why Prescott uses him so much. And again, Luke Morris, Kempton, Suddle and Wolves, be on him. Not so good at the other tracks, but Kempton, Surrey and Wolves, you want to be on Luke Morris because that's where he'll get you the money. And these things are important to building your betting, because when they're on the front of the market, these jockeys are really know their stuff, and they specialise in tracks. And when you get a jockey that knows his track inside out and can ride it and can ride the finish and knows where to speed up and knows where to put his horse, that's the one you want to be on. And a couple of jockeys to look out for. I always like to look out for ones that are going to get better priced, but also when they get put on good selections. Callum Shepherd's one. Wolves and Chelmsford again. If you're on Wolverhampton and Chelmsford and you've got Callum Shepherd on a fancied one, he'll put you close, he'll put you in the money, and you'll be profit over the season. Another one's Clifford Lee, a very honest jockey. Another journeyman type jockey, but Lingfield, Wolves and Surrey, he'll be the boy to be on, and he'll give you a run for your money. And you didn't want to be laying him, you want to be backing, you want to be a backer rather than a layer. David Nolan up at Newcastle, another jockey that when he gets put on one, very seldom does he not come away with the money and leave you in profit over a short time, over a distance in time. Because if you play your money on one bet at a time, you're going to be hard to get in front. But if you play in strategies where you're following jockeys or you've got certain race types that you're playing, David Nolan up at Newcastle is a great performer. Now, I like to call them the triangle, because Hollie Doyle, James Doyle, Tom Marquand, they're all pretty close together, obviously brother, sister and fiancé, so no in that order. And Hollie outperforms the boys by a mile on the all-weather. And if you want to play Hollie Doyle at Lingfield, Newcastle and Wolverhampton, you'll be in the profits, especially when she's on a fancied one, because she'll go for the front and she'll go for the back. She gets that horse in the right position and she'll outride the boys all the time. At the three tracks, Hollie Doyle, Lingfield, Newcastle and Wolves, so strong, so powerful, and she gets a horse relaxed. She knows exactly where to put it. She doesn't hammer a horse, she gives it a chance to run its race, and she really does perform very well. And James Doyle, you only want to be on James Doyle at Lingfield. Any other all-weather track, James Doyle, be away. I'll take him on any day of the week. He doesn't like the all-weather. Obviously, brought up in the city and just does not like the sand. Simple as that. And Tom Marquand, identical. Doesn't he like Wolverhampton? Only likes Lingfield. Chelmsford, he seems to be jobbing them there. I don't know what's the matter with him, but he doesn't get the results, doesn't get the money. And long-term laying James Doyle, Tom Marquand on the sand, apart from Lingfield, you'll be in front, especially at liability. And have a look in the place market as well, some big figures in there. We had a massive place market this year in Betfair. We must have done over $1 million, and we had a great syndicate going, but we started to control the market very quickly, and we were only, if we were putting in 11, 12,000, we were just adjusting that price. So it got to the stage where we couldn't do it anymore and we had to sneak the money in, but we got a great return on it, so we moved at the place market. But if you play these jockeys in the place market, you'll find you'll get some great returns. Doing it 1.12 lays and then perform, get it to liability, and you'll find that you'll get yourself a wee part in, and you give yourself a few races and play these boys, and you'll take them on and you'll beat them. Now we're going to go to Australia for a wee bet on Saturday, and we're just going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to go in the first race, we're at Cranbourne. Nothing spectacular in Australia this weekend. We're going to Cranbourne, and we're going to go with Great Mama in the first for a place. And this is one of Vanessa's bets. She's already barred for the bookie. We'll see if we can get her barred for another bookie this weekend. And we're going to go in Jigsaw with Brett Pebble in the third race for a place. And we're going to go in Mankayan as a nap with Mr. Richard riding it in the 8th race, and see if that can give us the multiple bet that's going to get the odds cracking for us. And in the last race we're going to go with Imperial Hilton with Mr. Hope giving us a big hope. We just want him to place. So that's a 4 we're going to play at Cranbourne on Saturday, and hopefully it's a good meeting. They've got Mooney Valley on Friday night. It's usually a good meeting, great location. Get to the inside and up the lane there, and you're going well. So we're going to be at Cranbourne, as I say, on Saturday. And the racing, all weather, jumps, coming up in the UK. We're going to be building up Cheltenham riding today. Superb, love it. And our services are going to be digging in. Big changes in the site coming, because we've really, over 3 years now, over 1,000 points profit, and we've dug in. We see exactly where the profit's been, what you guys like, and we're going to change it up. And the coaching's getting a big upgrade as well, which is very exciting for us. And we're really working with our clients and all the punters out there. So make sure it's your money, it's my money, it's everybody's money. Have respect for Betfair, the winners and the losers, and enjoy your betting. And I'll speak to you in the next video.